Welcome to Art with Mrs. Cavanis. Today you're going to need a piece of paper. If you're using watercolors, you need a cup of water, a paintbrush, and watercolors, pencil, a Sharpie, and some crayons to color it in with. I noticed on some of your guys' art you've been using markers, and I really need you to go find some crayons or some colored pencils because marker just does not work the same for what we're trying to do with second graders. Okay, so try to find some crayons or colored pencils instead of using markers. Okay, we're gonna be drawing Frankenstein today. Isn't that so exciting? I'm going to teach you how to do two versions of Frankenstein, one being boy Frankenstein and one being girl Frankenstein. Now, if you're a girl and you want to make boy Frankenstein, awesome. And if you're a boy and you want to make girl Frankenstein, fantastic. You get to pick which one you want to make. They're both super cute. I like them both. I'm going to start the same way for both. So whether you're making the girl version or the boy version, we're going to start exactly the same. So make your paper face vertically, so up and down. You can see here I'm using my math book below it so I don't get all the bumps from the table. We're going to start, remember to draw really large across the paper so that your artwork fills up most of your page instead of just background stuff. All right, we're going to start towards the top of our page. We're going to give him or her a big scooped U shape for their face shape. Okay, after that, we're going to come down and do two little lines for the neck and shoulders coming out of the neck. Okay, it's up to you what you want the collar on the shirt to look like. I'm going to do a V collar like that. Okay, now we're going to come, let's show the difference between the girl and the boy. If you're wanting to do the girl version, here's my face drawn. You don't need to do all those steps yet. I was just going to show you how to do the hair. If you're going to do the girl version, boys, hold on a second, boy version. Girl version, we're going to kind of stop here and right across the top where you started your face shape, right below that, we're going to come and make a line here. We're going to squiggle it up a little bit. We're going to squiggle it across in a zigzag pattern. Okay, until you get to the other side of their head, you're going to come and go across a little bit. Okay, from there, we're going to make her hair stick straight up. So we're going to swirl it up off the page. She's going to have big poofed straight up hair that goes off the page. So I'm just squiggling it straight on up. And then when we go to color, then we're going to have her hair be black and white striped. So we're going to go ahead and about right, not the middle, but to the side of the middle, we're going to give her a little bit of zigzaggy stripe going up. So that stripe's going to be white. And we're going to make one more on this side. It's going up. That stripe's going to be white. Don't worry about filling in the face yet. I just want you to get the hair part. Okay. So if you're going to do girl Frankenstein, there's her hair. Okay. If you're going to do boy Frankenstein, we're going to stop and close the head up straight across. And we're going to leave a little space after the top of the head, and we're going to zigzag his hair all the way across. So we're just going to zigzag. This is his hair all the way across. Don't worry about it being perfect. Hair's not perfect. Okay, now the details on the face are up to you. There's a few different ways. So here's the eyes that I did for the girl version of Frankenstein. The boy version, I kind of like to do a wrinkle across his forehead and two eyes coming off the wrinkle on his forehead with his kind of concerned dots in the middle of his eye for the pupil. Okay. You can do eyes like that. You can do eyes like this. The eyes do not matter, whatever you would like. Same for the mouth. You can do a big open face smile, open mouth smile. So for that, I just did a line over and scooped it down and then scalloped across the bottom and the top for teeth. Another way you can do the mouth, which I'm going to do on this side here. So I'm just going to make a line straight across, and I'm going to put the little stitch marks all the way across. Okay, add a nose. Whatever you want your nose to look like is up to you also. I'm going to do a little U-shaped nose. I did the U-shaped nose on both sides. So it's up to you what you want your nose to look like. Okay, now we're going to make the brackets coming out the side of the bolts, sticking out of the side of his head. Now you can put them on the side of the head sticking out or on the side of the neck. It's up to you which. I think usually it's on the side of their neck, but it's up to you. So on this one, we'll do it on the side of the neck. It depends on how much room you have. To make the bolts, you're going to 2 lines coming out the side. We're going to go up, over, down, over, up. It's kind of like a bubble letter T sitting on the side. Okay, and same for this side. Up, over, down, like a T shape for a bubble letter. I love him. Then you can go around his head or his neck or wherever you want and give him some stitch marks wherever. And he's going to need some ears. You could do little ears. You could do big ears. Mine are kind of big. Whatever your creative self would like to do. And really, that's about it for Frankenstein. You can add more stitch or scar marks if you want. You can add some lines to a shirt if you would like. Let's see, did I add anything on this side? You could give her some earrings if you wanted to. You could also make her eye going all the way across if you'd like. I gave her a collar that was scalloped. It's a pretty simple one today. Then in the background, what we're going to do is we're going to make it look like there's electricity coming off. So we're going to just find where his head ends or her head ends and do some zigzag lines. The girl one, I think it went all the way to the top, so you don't need to on her head. Just find where your Frankenstein lines end and give yourself little zigzags going out. And then you go with the second line to follow that line to look like electricity coming off of them. Okay. If you don't like this part, it's okay. You don't have to do electricity coming off of them. I thought it looked kind of cool when I was practicing. Just don't draw through your Frankenstein lines. You want to draw behind your Frankenstein lines. Okay, this side. And then, as always, you are going to outline with Sharpie and color in all the pieces of Frankenstein with crayon. Okay. I'm going to color in all of my lightning bolt or electricity pieces with yellow crayon. Okay. And then I'm going to go and just paint the background around behind those. I'm afraid if I tried to use yellow watercolor and then another background color, that they would blend together and not stay the way that I want them to look. So that is about it. I'm not going to stay on and have you watch me Sharpie because it takes a long time. So I'm going to go Sharpie and color mine, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like when I'm ready for paint. Okay? So stay tuned. I'll be right back after I Sharpie and color. If you want to keep my video paused on the finished coloring page so you can see what color you'd like to do yours, that's fine too. Anyway, start Sharpieing. Okay, now that my Frankenstein is all colored in, you can see even the yellow, everything on him, his shirt. All I have left are these little spaces for the background. Now I'm ready to paint. I'm going to choose, I think, purple as my background color, but really you can use any color you want. I wouldn't pick green or yellow because that's the color that the watercolor is going to go right up next to. So any color except for green or yellow, because you don't want to paint that same color right next to it. So remember that your watercolors go a long ways. It just takes a little bit of paint to cover a large surface. And remember, if you used crayon instead of colored pencil, like I did, that you can really go right up to your crayon marks and it won't go over it. Anyway, just continue doing that until you have all your white spaces filled in. If you don't have watercolors, remember you can color your background with colored pencil or crayon and it will turn out just as lovely, just a little bit different of a look. When we're in the classroom, I always watercolor our background. I feel like it makes it more of a fancy art piece. So not a whole lot to do on the background here because I filled up most of my page with my subject. Keep dipping in the water to add more color. I don't want to put puddles because it'll wrinkle my paper all up. Isn't that fun that you don't have to be really careful with the watercolor? It just kind of goes right around the crayon. All right, and that is it. Blue would make a nice background. Orange would look nice. Red would look pretty. Anyway, that's all. Thank you for joining me for art today, and I will see you next time. Bye.